It is 2 days until Christmas. As you're watching this, I'm not in this room, I'm not even in this house. I have went home for Christmas, I'm spending Christmas with my parents, but this is pre-filmed for your viewing pleasure over the holiday season for a very, very late end of year book tag. Now you'd think by the name of it, end of year book tag, that's not that late. Yeah, people tend to do these in like the beginning of November, not on Christmas Eve. But here we are, who cares? So, question 1 is books that I've started and that I need to finish before the year ends. I have 3 of these because they are the 3 books I'm currently reading. They are all downstairs and I am too lazy to go get them. So, I do actually have the dust jacket for one here. There we go. It is the 25th anniversary edition of The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I haven't actually started this one yet, but I'm starting it later today. So as of this going up, I will be reading it, and I'm so excited to dive back into this world. The other 2 books I'm currently reading are The Unseen World by Liz Moore and Pompeii by Mary Beard. One is a non-fiction and the other is a historical fiction. It's set in the 80s, this pains me. I am enjoying both of them. That one is making me cry a lot, so that one is currently on pause. I need to finish those 3 books by the end of the year. Question 2, and showing just how late I am to this tag, an autumnal transition book. I didn't really do that. Ironically, like, for me, autumnal feels more like fantasy, like high fantasy books. And in all of November I was reading non-fiction. So I didn't really do that. I feel like you all need to read this. It's autumnal just because it's high fantasy. I also think it is set in autumn. There's a lot of rain. Okay, considering that this author is Australian, it felt very British. There's an autumnal read I will always recommend. Then question 3 is a new release you are excited for. I had been excited for Faebound by Saara El-Arifi. I was supposed to be getting it in the Goldsboro science fiction and fantasy box. Unfortunately, loads of the copies got damaged and apparently the publisher just isn't reprinting these special editions. So half of the people who are signed up to the box just aren't getting it, let alone like being able to buy it externally, which is really fucking shit, and I'm pretty annoyed because of how much I adored The Final Strife by Saara El-Arifi. So that's frustrating as hell. So I had been excited for that, but there are no special editions left, which is what I wanted to get, so that it would... I'll buy it at some point, but... Anyway, one book I am going to say that I am looking forward to in 2024, given how late I am doing this, is the next Skullduggery Pleasant book. But that's just the regular cover. I have pre-ordered the Waterstone special edition, which looks like this. I actually think they both look fine, but I just want the special edition because I have the special edition. You know what I mean? Very, very excited. Hoping it's a bit darker because this one seems to be marked as YA rather than middle grade, which is new for Skullduggery. But we will see. We will see. Very excited. Now, similarly to the very first question, this question is 3 books that you need to finish by the end of the year. So technically I could just go with those 3 because I've started them, but I will go with one of those. Pick any one you want. And then also I have The Goodbye Cat by Hiro Arikawa on my TBR still that I haven't picked up. This should be a lovely quick read for me and I'm so excited to dive into it. Translated Japanese cat fiction is my jam. And then also I like rereading every year on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is just a short little book, it's only 100 pages, so I like blasting through it. The next question is a book that could shock you and potentially be a new favourite. I'm expecting to give this 5 stars. Like, The Goodbye Cat is gonna get 5 stars, and then The Bone Season re-release is, I'm expecting to give that 5 stars too. I'm ending on highs this month, so this is a very easy answer considering I'm doing it a week before the end of the year. And the final question is, have you started your 2024 reading plans? Yes and no? That's always my answer. So, as of this video going up, yes, I will have done more. As of me filming it, I've done some very bare bones plans right now, which involves 2 reading a book every month situations. One of them is the Total Bollocks read along, which I do with the wonderful, wonderful people, including Hannah from Ladder M, Hannah from The Bookworm's Feast, Lizzie from Bombadil's Bookish Things, and Celine from Stuff Celine Reads. Go and follow them all, but yes, we have a prompt for each and every month, and we read one book for that prompt and talk about it in a live show that rotates around all of our channels. Coincidentally, reading one book of Discworld a month in 2024 means I will get to read The Hogfather, which is the Christmas book, in December. So I'm doing that. So yeah, just some basic plans. Obviously I'm going to set a number of books I'd like to read. Last year I set it at 50, hoping I would only read 50. I was trying to read less. Failed badly. But I would like to maybe put in some goals for finishing out series, because I have quite a few unfinished series, including with books that I own and I still haven't read them. So maybe that will be the vibe I'm going with. And also, I'm hesitant to mention it, but I have been making a spreadsheet of books from around the world, one from each and every country that I haven't read from yet. And I would like to do that, but that's not a 2024 thing, that is a lifetime, next 10 years sort of thing. There's like 190 odd countries, so I'm not going to be reading all of them next year. I just want to diversify my reading in this way specifically, because whilst I have diversified my reading and I have a lot more books now from non-white authors, non-British authors, authors who aren't straight and cis, I feel like they are still very much rooted in the Western world, in the US and in Britain, so I need to diversify that. And it's been really fun. I've been spending the past few evenings, I'd say evenings, days, just sat at my computer going through each individual country and looking through all the books and finding ones that are actually interesting to me. I've tried to do it before and I was just like, oh yeah, that's the one everyone reads for that country, I'll read that one. But I'm trying to find books that actually are like my vibe now. I have tried my best to do sci-fi fantasy books from each country because that is genuinely what I like to read, and I feel like it's gonna make this challenge so much more fun. So yeah, I need to make some sort of Amazon wish list so I can just slowly go and buy all those over the next few years, because there's a lot of books and it's going to be difficult to find some of them. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm like so hesitant to mention it because if I don't do it then there's evidence that I'm not doing it. I'm planning it, okay? Anyway, that is the final question of the end of the year tag. Obviously very late for this, so it's redundant tagging anyone, because anyone who wants to do it will already have done it and or will not have time to film it before the end of the year. There is 1 week left. But yes, so I'm not going to tag anyone this time. I'm sure that everyone and anyone has been doing this. You'll be able to find it all around the interwebs. Next weekend I'm going to be having my January TBR go up. I have already planned it, very high in advance? Sure. So if you would like to see that, then please do stick around and hit the subscribe button down below. And in the comments down below, please let me know what book you are wanting to finish before the end of the year. We have 1 week left. Are you just relaxing and not reading, or are you squeezing in those last few books? Let me know. Thanks for watching, folks, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!